We talked earlier, and you mentioned three legs of the stool, as I call it. If the stool is the seat, is the industry, we have one leg of the organizers, we have one leg which would be the exhibitors, and then we have a third leg which includes the suppliers. That can run from a venue, exhibit house, designers, and so on. Tell me what you perceive the benefit of better stands would be to each of those three. First the organizer, then the exhibitor, and then the supply house.
I think for the organizer, it makes sense to consider better stands because the benefit for them would be you collect data, and the more you do it over the years, you collect some proof of improvements and areas to improve on. Meaning the better stand system requiring collecting some data on the 10-point framework where you feel how many silver, gold, and bronze exhibit stands, exhibit booths do I have at my show, and how can I promote that they get better every year I measure it. So this is the area of improvement and collecting data. That's relevant for the movement from the exhibition organizer or the convention organizer. How can I make influence and how can I make things better by promoting that or even incentivizing more commitment from their exhibit houses or partners or exhibitors. So that's the basic benefit for the organizers. For the exhibitors, I think, getting awarded, because that's what it's all about. Gold, silver, and bronze are basically labels you give out once you have achieved it all, meaning you reuse everything I use at the exhibit stand except espresso or catering items. So that would be something you award in terms of gold, silver, or bronze recognition. And that, as far as we understand what we've experienced in the last events, we have done the better stands measurement and the better stands recognition plaques. That's making sense for the exhibitors because they are eager to improve. Once you achieve something like bronze, they are not disappointed. We need to be aware of that bronze is third best in class, which is a reason to celebrate already. So you have achieved already something. However, there's areas to improve. And that is what exhibitors refer back to us and say, like, give me advice. Let me know what I have to improve on to achieve next level. What would be boring for exhibitors if every show, every year, everywhere, globally, you achieve gold. That is what we need to prepare is next level, but we talk about that later. So that would be the organizers, that would be the exhibitors. And you mean all those contractors, suppliers, design houses, or whatever. All right, let's call them service providers, as we kind of want to collect them all into one here. I think the value and the power of that would be understanding modularity because that is coming across with a lot of benefits. One is the investment for exhibit houses might be lower because you reuse your items much more than before. For the designer, it's a little challenging because it seems to be less design oriented, which is not quite true. Think about Lego house principle, right? So the more you play with that, the cooler the design and the result looks. So there's a lot of opportunities in thinking modular. In that sense, we have room for improvement for sure, because I would not let it happen to say it's less design oriented or it's less flexible. If modularity is used in a flexible way from the design perspective and all the way through the execution is improving as well, you have better results at the end of the day. So the entire, let's call them value chain participants, everyone, every stakeholder from the design, probably even a step ahead of that is the concept design. If the storyteller, if we want to start it there, and the exhibit house at the end of the day is doing the job in alignment with the goals, then we are very fine, I believe. And that is the benefit for the exhibitor done with an exhibit house who is celebrating, or the design house who is celebrating success too. So the same thing, the same reason as the exhibitor is celebrating success is applicable to the exhibit house or any part in the value chain.